सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। सुखं नित्यं स्वप्रकाशं व्यापकं नामरूपयोः अधिष्ठानं बुद्ध्यबोध्यं बुद्धिर्द्रव्यत्तु निर्मलम् अपारं सर्ववेदान्तवेद्यं प्रत्यक्परं महः तदेवाहं न मत्तोऽन्यदिति मे निश्चिता मतिः।
We were seeing the Tippani in which the Tippanikara has given various questions and answers regarding the oneness of Jiva and Brahma. And that first, the Purvapakshi was presenting the Pramanas which are establishing Atma Nanatvam. And he had given
establishing,
revealing,
or whatever to say, that this Vastugatya they are not establishing, no? Which according to him establishes. That's a little more precise expression.
So the Purvapakshi presented some Pramanas which according to him establish Atma Nanatvam. And he had presented these four Pramanas: Pratyaksha, Arthapatti, Anumana, Shrutyadi. And then after that, in the fifth point, he was presenting Yuktihi. And this Yuktihi can be seen as the Anukula Tarka for the Anumana Pramana which he had given earlier. And what was the Anumana Pramana? It was that Atma obtaining in every body is different because of this Vyavahara Bheda and also because of the Sharira Rupa Yakti Bheda. And Siddhanti can here question the Purvapakshi that the Hetu does not really establish the Sadhya. That is, he can have the Hetu Aprayojakatva Shanka. He can have the doubt that the Hetu is not capable in establishing its Sadhya. And when such a doubt is raised, then it is to be answered by giving Anukula Tarkaha. And what is Anukula Tarkaha? It is Hetoho Vyabhichara Shankaya Tannivartakaha Tarkaha Anukula Tarkaha. When there is doubt regarding the capability of the Hetu in establishing its Sadhya, then the reasoning which is given to remove that kind of doubt is called Anukula Tarkaha, favorable reasoning. And in this Anukula Tarkaha, the Purvapakshi says that if Atma is one, then this following three Vyavasthas would not be tenable. One is the Sukha Dukkhadi Vyavastha, second is Manameya Vyavastha, and third is Bandha Moksha Vyavastha. And thus, since if Atma is one, all these three would not be tenable, but they are there. Therefore, this Hetu which was given by us, Vyavahara Bheda and Sharira Rupa Vyakti Bheda, that is establishing its Sadhya, which is Atma Nanatvam.
What will be the Vyabhichara Shanka?
That even though this Vyavahara Bheda is there, still Atma is one, that is possible.
Vyavahara Bheda astu Atma Ekatvam Mastu. Sorry, Atma Nanatvam Mastu. Then?
So Purvapakshi had presented his doubt or his stand in this manner. And then the Siddhanti began answering the Purvapakshi. And in the Tippani on page 38, in the first 4 points, Siddhanti first showed the fallacy in the pramanam given by the Purva Pakshi. That is, all those pramana are not really establishing Atma Nanatvam. And then in the 5th point, the Siddhanti is answering how are those 3 Vyavasthas possible even though Atma is one. And in the first part, it was told how this Sukha Dukkhadi Vyavastha is possible. It was said that Sukha Dukkhadi Vyavastha is possible because of the variety in Antahkarna and the variety in Punya Papa, and thus it is not dependent on variety in Atma. Variety of Atma. And then in the second part, it was told how this Manameya Vyavastha is possible. And this was, the answer was given in 2 ways. One was from the standpoint of Atma, and it was said that even though Atma knows everything in general, but to know a particular object, it has to have a particular vritti which is there in a particular antahkarnam, which is obtaining in a particular body. And then the second way the answer was given was from the standpoint of the Vishaya, the Vastu, the object. And here it was said that a particular object is known only when it is connected with the Tadakara Vritti, and that Vritti is there in a particular Antahkaranam. And to understand it, we can put it in this way. Vishaya Sambandha Antahkarana Vritti Ashraya Antahkarana Avachinna Atmani Eva Tad Vastunyanam Jayate. Means, in the Atma, which is conditioned by the Antahkaranam, which is having the vritti which is connected with that object, in such Atma alone, the knowledge of that object is born. And now this Antahkarana is limited, and also it is many. Therefore, a particular Antahkarana will be knowing only some objects since it is limited, and a different Antahkarana will be knowing some different objects. And thus, because of these 2 reasons, that Antahkarana is many and limited, everybody will not be Sarvajna. And here the Tippanikara has given an example, and the example has 4 parts, and the Dashtanta also has 4 parts. The first is the all-pervasive space. In the Drishtanta, it is all-pervasive space. In the Dashtanta, it is comparable to all-pervasive Atma, or to Chinmatra Atma. The second factor is the drum. The drum is comparable to Antahkarnam. The third factor is the Danda. The Danda is comparable to the Vishaya, the object. And the fourth is striking of the drum with the stick, which is comparable to Vritti or Vritti Sambandha. And then it is said that just like space, even though it is all pervasive and always in contact with the drum, still only when the drum is beaten with the stick, then only in that space which is conditioned by that drum, sound is born, and not everywhere sound is born. Similarly, even though Atma is Chinmatra, capable of illuminating everything, it is all pervasive, still Yatra Buddhi Vrittehe Yena Vastuna Saha Sambandha Bhavati. Here Yatra means in which Antahkarnam, or in the Atma which is conditioned by the Antahkarnam. So in which Antahkarnam, with whichever object there is connection of the Buddhi Vritti, Tatra, in that Antahkarnam, the knowledge regarding that object alone is born, and it is not born in any other Antahkarnam. only there it is born. So in this manner, this Manameya Vyavastha was answered by the Siddhanti. And now in the next paragraph,
How will you present this matter in a simple words? Manamevavastha in Siddhanta. If ordinary person asks the question that if Atma is one, that everything should be known to everyone. How will you explain in simple words?
so the person knows something when that object comes in contact with his antahkarnam, and his antahkarnam is limited, so only some particular things will come into contact with his antahkarnam, and a second person will know some other things when those things come in contact with his antahkarnam, and these two both the persons have different minds, different antahkarna, and both are limited. So they will be knowing some particular things only, and this both of them will not be sarvajna, and also they will be having different knowledge based on what they are in contact with or what they are looking at.
Good. Nice. So we can say that particular knowledge is based on the association with antahkarana. And antahkaranas are many and limited. Therefore, person will have limited knowledge and only a particular knowledge, not all knowledge. So what you said, I am putting different ways. Correct. Good.
And now, having answered the Manameya Vyavastha, the Siddhanti begins answering the Bandha Moksha Vyavastha. And first, it was told by the Purvapakshi that if everybody is Jnani, then the Shastra, which is Vidhi Nisheda Param, will be futile, because Jnani is beyond the scope of Shastra. That is answered. And it is said that there will not be the attainment of futility of the Shastra which is committed to Vidhi Nisheda Adi. Adi you can take mantra. Why? Because the Shastra, the Vidhi Nisheda Shastra, is dealing with the engagement and withdrawal of the ignorant person. And now in the next line it is told that who will be mukta, and by that it is also said that there will always be some bound people, and for those bound people Shastra will be there. And it is said that even though because of the absence of omniscience on part of the jiva, they are born ignorant and bound.
But didn't understand what.
Because the absence of omniscience on part of the jivas, they are born ignorant and bound. But among those jivas, the one who knows without a doubt, what does he know? He knows that Parabrahma, which is non-different from the inner self, as oneself. And what is the manner of his knowing? Aham Brahma Asmi, in this manner. And how does he get this knowledge? By the knowledge born of listening to Vedanta. So that person alone is muktaha and not other people. So others are bound, and for those bound people Shastra is there. And therefore this Bandham Moksha Vyavastha is also established in the Siddhanta. And then the Tippanikara concludes his Tippani.
And a earlier student, Tippakana writes Tippani.
And it is said that in this manner, because of the impossibility of the objections which were raised earlier, told earlier, the subject matter of this Grantha, which is in the form of oneness between Jiva and Brahma, is established. Indeed.
I was smiling because you said Aham Brahma Asmi. See, either you say Aham Brahma Asmi or you say Aham Brahma Asmi. Otherwise, you need both Aham Brahma Asmi. Aham Brahma Asmi. Otherwise, I will become Chaturmukha Brahma. That's why I was smiling.
And now, with this, the tiffany is over, and then we were seeing the next part of the Grantha. And in the next part, the Purvapakshi raises the objections regarding the oneness of Sakshi and Brahma. And his thinking is that earlier he had raised the objections of oneness between Jiva and Brahma. To that, the Siddhanti can say that what we really mean when we say Jiva Brahma Aikyam is the oneness between Brahma and the Jiva Lakshartha, which is Sakshi. And the Purvapakshi is saying that also is not tenable. And he says the title of this 56th avarta is Jivatirikta Sakshi Nasti. So first the Purvapakshi says that the Sakshi apart from Jiva is not there, and therefore whatever problems we told for Jiva Brahma Aikyam stands for Sakshi Brahma Aikyam. And the second he gives the Abhyupagamya Vada. Satve api Sakshi Nana iti Shanka. Even though Sakshi is there, still Sakshi is many. In this manner is the doubt. So, even if we accept that Sakshi is there, but even that Sakshi is many. So, the problem which was there in Jiva Brahma Aikyam, which was Jiva is many, Brahma is one, that continues to remain. And
therefore, Sakshi Nana, therefore Sakshina Brahmana Aikyam Nasti. Sakshinaha Brahmana Aikyam Nasti.
And this, we also saw that there is a popular saying to capture this idea which happened here. It is Lashune api bhakte, Lashune api bhukte, na shanto vyadihi.
Bakshite api Lashune.
Bakshite api Lashune, na shanto vyadihi. Which means, even though a person who is not consuming garlic, but he consumes garlic to get rid of something, but still that disease is not gone. Similarly, Siddhanti introduced Sakshi to remove the problem in Jiva Brahma Aikyam, but according to Purvapakshi, the same problem continues. And then in this avarta, first the Purvapakshi restates the Siddhanta. And he says, Yattu Uktam Sukha Dukkhadayah Antahkarana Dharmaha.
But we said Yaduktam.
Oh, sorry. I read Yattu, I said.
I think I also read Yattu Uktam perhaps. Yaduktam. Somehow I also felt, but now I saw Yaduktam. If I have read it, is wrong.
Yad Uktam Sukha Dukkhadayah Antahkarana Dharmaha. Tachah Antahkaranam Anekam. So, what is told by Siddhanti generally? That the Sukha Dukkhadi are the qualities of the Antahkaranam, and that Antahkaranam is many. Tasmad Ekopadista Sukha Dukkhadayah Dharmaha Upadyantara Sambandinaha Na Bhavanti. Therefore means, since the Sukha Dukkhadi are the qualities of the Antahkarana, and that Antahkarana is many, therefore the qualities such as Sukha Dukkha, which are obtaining in one Upadhi, that is one Antahkaranam, are not connected to another Upadhi, that is another Antahkaranam. And thus, what is said here is that the Sukha Dukkhadi Vyavastha is because of the Antahkarana Rupa Upadhi Bheda, and not based on Sakshi. And
not based on Sakshi Veda.
Not based on Sakshi Veda. And then it is said, साक्षी तु सर्वदुःखादि साक्ष्य धर्मा संबद्धः सन you have to add ekah eva, whereas sakshi is one alone or one indeed. And what is the reason? Being unassociated with all witnessed qualities such as sukha dukkhadi, sakshi is one alone. So how do we understand this hetu hetumat bhava? So the sukha dukkhadi vyavastha was becoming the reason for sakshi becoming many according to Purva Paksha. But now we have told that sukha dukkhadi vyavastha can be explained by upadhi bheda, and therefore sakshi now is one indeed. Because
Not only that, Sakshi is unassociated. Even if Upadhi, it was there in Upadhi, but Sakshi is associated, then also meaningless will come. Sakshi which is associated with Sukha, Sakshi associated with Dukha, that's different. Asambandha.
So because the sukha dukkhadi vyavastha is based on upadhi and sakshi is not associated with the sukha dukkhadi, therefore sakshi is one indeed. And tasya cha brahmana aikyam vaktum shakyate eva iti uktam. And of that sakshi, the oneness with Brahma is possible to be told indeed. In this manner, uktam is told by the Siddhanti generally.
Tasya means what?
Sakshinaha.
Kidrisha Sakshina.
Sukha dukkhadi sakshya dharma sambandhasya sakshinaha. Sambandhasya sakshinaha.
Sambandhasya ekasya. Tasya means Sakshya dharma sambandhatvena ekasya sakshina. So it has to be, Tasya has got significance. Kasya sakshinaha ekyam vaktum shakyate tasya. And tasya means ekasya sakshina. Ekasya sakshinaha brahmana ekyam vaktum shakyate. Because Purva Pakshi had this thing that jivas are many, Brahman is one, and therefore Lakshana Vedat Lakshya Veda. So here Siddhartha is telling that ekasya sakshinaha brahmana eikyam vaktum shakyate. Lakshana Vedat sakshi api ekah, brahma api ekah, atah tayoho brahma sakshinoho eikyam vaktum shakyate. And sakshinaha eikyam katham? The sarva dukkhadi, sarva sukha dukkhadi, sakshya dharma sambandhatvat. Because sukha dukkhadi dharma was presented as the basis for this manyness of jiva and by extension sakshi. Now it is said that sakshi is unassociated with the sukha dukkhadi. Therefore, based on sukha dukkhadi, manyness cannot be established. If Sakshi is associated with Sukha Dukkhadi, then Sakshi associated with Sukha, Sakshi associated with Dukha will be different. Sakshi associated with more Sukha, Sakshi associated with more Dukha will be different. But Sakshi is asambandha, like Akasha. And therefore, we cannot make the division based on Sukhi Sakshi, Dukhi Sakshi. Because Sakshi is neither Sukhi nor Dukhi. Means Sukhi Nasti means what? Sukha Sambandha Nasti. Sukha Sambandha Sambandha Sakshi. Dukhi Nasti means Dukha Sambandha Sakshi. And therefore Ekaha. And therefore Brahmana Ekyam Bhaktyam Shakyate Eva. Iti Yaduktam Tanna. That is not there. So far Siddhanti's Mata was presented. And Purva Pakshi, having restated, he is saying that we don't agree with your presentation. Why? He says, कर्तृत्व भोक्तृत्वादि धर्म विशिष्ट जीवातिरिक्त साक्षी सत्वे प्रमाणा भावात्. This is the hetu for what? Tanna. What we have said, that there is one Sakshi which has got oneness with Brahma, and Sakshi alone is true Jiva. Jiva, in his true nature, Jiva is really Sakshi, and that Sakshi is one, and therefore the Sakshi Rupa Jiva or Sakshi, which is true Jiva, is having oneness with Brahma. In this manner, what was told by you, Tanna, that is not correct. Why? Kartrutva, Bhoktrutvaadi, Dharma, Vishishta, Jivatirikta, Sakshi, Sattve, Pramana, Bhavat. Because of the absence, Pramana, Bhavat means because of the absence of any means of knowledge. Regarding what? Sattva, the existence of what? Sakshi, the witness, who is Atirikta, different from, apart from, distinct from, Jiva, the individual. Here Jiva refers to Ahankara Rupa Jiva. Sabhasa Ahankara Jiva. Compared to such Jiva, there is no Sakshi other than that. Compared to that Jiva, there is no other Sakshi. Means there is no Sakshi other than that Jiva. What is there in Jiva only? What type of Jiva? Vishishta. Vishishta means endowed with dharma qualities. What are the quality? Kartrutva, Bhoktrutvaadi. Doership, experiencership, Adi, knowership, Pramatrutva. So what you said is not correct because there is absence of any means of knowledge regarding the existence of Sakshi apart from Jiva, Ahankara, who is endowed with the quality of doership, enjoyership or experiencership, etc. So what is the answer he is giving? He says, if there is a Sakshi, then it can have oneness with Brahma. Yeah, Purva Siddhanti's view was what? That Tvam Padartha, Tvam Pada Lakshartha is Sakshi. So when we say Tvam Padartha, Tvam Tat Padarthayoho Ekyam, what we mean is Tvam Padartha Lakshyarthasya Tat Padartha Lakshyena Ekyam. And Tvam Padartha Lakshya is what? Sakshi Chaitanya. So when we say Jiva Brahmanoho Ekyam, we mean Sakshi Brahmanoho Ekyam. This is what Siddhanti stand. And for that, Purva Pakshi is telling what? That the Tattvam Padartha Ekyam you are explaining in the form of Sakshi Brahmanoho Ekyam is not correct because there is no Sakshi other than Jiva. And Jivasya Ekyam Brahmana na Sambhavati we have already pointed out. And other than Jiva, there is no Sakshi whose oneness can be there with Brahman. Is it clear? So he says, Kartrutva, Bhoktrutva, Adi Dharma, Vishishta Jiva, Tirikta, Sakshi, Sattve, Pramana, Bhava. There is no Pramana. What we are experiencing is what? I. What type of I you always experience? As a Karta, Bhokta only. So I am Karta, I am Bhokta. In this manner alone, this Jiva, who is referred to by the word I, is evident. There is no other Sakshi who is not Karta Bhokta. So Kartrutva Bhoktrutvaadi Dharma Vishishta Jiva Tirikta Sakshi Sattve Pramana Bhava. Which Pramanam you will give? No Pramanam. And when Dharmi itself is not there, Dharmi Abhave Dharma Bhava. When Sakshi Rupa Dharmi itself is not there, cannot be established, then that Sakshi has got oneness with Brahman is durastam durena eva apastam. Durena eva apastam is very strongly limited and negated. From great distance it is negated. Means we don't have to bring it and analyze. It stands negated. Like Shashashranga is dismissed. Means the existence of Shashashranga itself is dismissed. Then Shashashranga has got sadrishyam with this or that is Duraina Apastam. Is strong, is a very, what is called, is completely dismissed. From a distance itself, it is dismissed. Like some people know whether we should allow the person or not. तो हम बोलेंगे उसको कि भाई just ask him to call me or ask him to see me, then we will decide. But some people, durena apasta, if we have got the background particular that person has got some other agenda or some other things, then durena apasta. So from distance itself, some people their application comes, then we have to talk to the person. Then we will see whether to take him. Some people from application itself, the person writes something like that. I am already muktaha. Only just to get some idea I am coming. Or my main purpose is to spread the thinking I have. I have discovered the truth. I want to spread among all other Vedanta students. Suppose something like that he writes. What? Durena I don't have to interview the person. Gone. If he has some agenda like this. So similarly, Purvapakshi is telling that Sakshi itself is not there. Where is the question of Sakshi being one with Brahman? That is why it is said Pramana Bhavat Tanna. Is it clear? Alright. So this is not a very strong stand he is taking. He said Sakshi is not there. First of all, I don't accept Sakshi. But even if we accept Sakshi, because so many places Sakshi, Cheta, Kevalo, Nirgunasya, etc. Vakyas are there. So Pramana Bhavat simply bol diya. Many people say, oh, it is not there, ये कैसे बोल दिया? So then हाँ है लेकिन वो ठीक नहीं है. Alright. So Pramana Bhavat. It is not a very strong stand. वो एक ही sentence में वो present करता है. Now second one he will elaborate. Okay. What is that? साक्ष्यंगीकार पक्षे अपि सः एकः इति अभ्युपगन्तुं न शक्यते. That is his main argument. Sakshyangikara pakshe api. Even in the view, paksha means view, in the option of acceptance of witness. Sakshinaha angikaraha sakshyangikaraha. Tasya pakshe. The view of that, in that angikara paksha, also, saha ekaha. Saha means sakshi is one. Iti in this manner, abhyupagantum na shakyate. It is not possible to accept. So what he is saying? That first of all, I don't feel like accepting Sakshi, but I don't find any Pramana. But even if we accept the view that there is a Sakshi, then also Sakshi is one that I cannot accept. So, Ekaha iti abhyupagantum na shakyate. Why? No, not further, not why. He extends his view, he further presents that Ekaha iti abhyupagantum na shakyate. then किम् अभ्युपगन्तुं शक्यते किन्तु अनेके साक्षिणः इति एव युक्तम्. But there are many sakshi. In this manner alone is yuktam, reasonable. Means sakshi is one, cannot be accepted. Sakshi are many. That alone is reasonable. And they say, nacha pratigna matrena vastu siddhi. Means somebody say it is like this. Bas ho gaya. मैं बोलता हूँ ना, it's like this. You cannot say like this. प्रतिज्ञा मात्रेण न वस्तु सिद्धि, नहीं प्रतिज्ञा मात्रेण वस्तु सिद्धि. That is a saying in the Shastra. Means Shastra debate, this is the saying. Pratigna matrena na vastu siddhi. Some people are very authoritative. Let this be from me. Like they say like and some people like it. Some people really love that. कितना कॉन्फिडेंटली बोल रहा है. ये हमारे स्वामी जी तो बार बार ये शास्त्र में ऐसा लिखा है, शास्त्र में ऐसा लिखा है. आप बोलो, अपना बोलो ना. Really, some people say शास्त्र में लिखा है क्यों बोलते हैं? अपना अनुभव बताओ. There are people who value this, so that's why some people have understood this. Therefore, they always say like this: "Let this be from me," or from my experience, I can say this, or from my sadhana of so many years, I can say this. को लगता है हमारे को बहुत अच्छा गुरु मिल गया. You can see the psychology, you know. Human mind requires sometimes very protective figure. And protective figure whom I wish to be a protective figure should be a strong figure. That's a thinking, you know. Therefore, many wives they like their husband to have mustache, you know. That is a psychology. Why? I want to have my husband to be very powerful. Oh, बिल्ली को देके भाग जाएगा. One lady was telling me that sometime then there was when we were staying and some sound of thief was coming. So my husband told me next day. He said, if the thief comes, you tell me, so I will go and hide. Alright, so that is how it is. Anyway, so here is Shastrena is not acceptable. So he should say from his own experience. So he says, what is the hetu for that? You should give some reason. Nacha pratigna matrena vastu siddhi. By the way, I said that some people they tell in a very authoritative manner and they don't give hetu. But that is not the Shastriya method. That let it be from me, it is from my experience. We can accept that. That is nothing wrong. But finally, it should have some basis with Shastra. At least it should not be against Shastra. Somehow you have to connect with the Shastra Pramana in this matter. What is the nature of Sakshi? Regarding certain what is called principles of sadhana, you can say from your experience that if you do like this, it doesn't work. You have to do in this manner, that helps. That for that experience basis, you may not be able to find the sentence in Shastra. But Shastra should not say opposite. Suppose somebody is, no, I have seen that when you lose too many bhogas, no, you will have vairagya. Shastra doesn't say that. Shastra says that najatu kama kamanam upabhogena shamyati. So you can say certain things that we did not have craze for perfect place because it doesn't work. This is I am telling from my experience. That is correct. That you can use from my experience. I can tell you that we need not be so obsessed with the perfect place. This I have seen. Because if we have that type of mind, we keep on changing the place. That should not be done. So that is okay. But when it comes to the nature of Sakshi Atma, for which Shastra alone is Pramanam, you cannot say. I have experienced that Sakshi is only one, or Sakshis are many. That you cannot say. Therefore, Tathahi. Just I gave a little long Sangati. Tathahi. The explanation follows. Why? Why Aneke Sakshinaha? ये तो पूर्व पक्षी को इतना सारा संगति दे दिया, ज्यादा अच्छा नहीं किया। तथाहि अंतःकरणं तद्धर्म सुख दुःखादयः न अंतःकरणेन न वा इंद्रियेण विषयीक्रियन्ते किंतु साक्षिणा एव इति वेदांत सिद्धान्तः. So this पूर्व पक्षी also is a Vedanti. He claims himself to be Vedanti. So what he says? Antakaranam, the inner instrument called the mind, tadharma sukha dukkha cha, and pleasure and pain, etc., which are the qualities of the mind, antakaranena na vishayi kriyante, are not objectified by the antakaran, the mind. The qualities of the mind are not objectified by the mind. Nava indriyena vishayi kriyante, and they are not objectified by the organs. Kintu, but sakshina eva. But we have to supply what? Antakarana tadharma sukha dukkha cha sakshina eva vishayi kriyante. That is how sentence is to be completed. But by sakshi alone, the antakarana and its qualities are objectified. Iti Vedanta Siddhantaha. This is the principle of Vedanta. And this idea he is going to elaborate. Purvapakshi is going to elaborate why how Antakaranam has to be objectified by Sakshi alone. For that he is going to give a lot of elaboration. So here, what is saying? That Sukha Dukkhadi, which are the qualities of Antakaranam, and Antakaranam itself, are not objectified by Antakarana or Indriya. Only by Sakshi alone they are objectified. Alright. This is going to be the basis for his further presentation. First he has explained Aneke Sakshinaha. Why many Sakshis are there? For that he has started giving the explanation. And in that first point he emphasizes what? That Antakarana and Antakarana Dharma, Sukha Dukkadi, cannot be perceived by organs, sense organs, eyes, etc., nor they can be perceived by Antakarana. They are perceived by Sakshi. They are witnessed by Sakshi. We will explain that how Antakarana Dharma cannot be explained by Antakarana. Okay. And Indriya also cannot do that. At the same time, they are known. Mind it is known. And the qualities of the mind are there, that also known. And they cannot be objectified by Antakarana, cannot be objectified by the organs. Therefore, there must be someone by whom they are objectified. And who is that? Sakshi. Therefore, by Sakshi alone, they are objectified. Okay. So what? And further he says, Sakshinaha cha ekatve. If there is oneness of Sakshi, yada, then yada ekantah karana sukha dukkhadeyaha sakshina vishayi kriyante, tada sarvantah karana gata sukha dukkhadeyaha api vishayi kriyan. In the previous sentence he has stated that antakarana and antakarana dharmas, mainly now antakarana dharma, are not objectified by antakarana and not by sense organs, only by sakshi. In that situation, sakshinaha ekatve sati. If there is oneness of sakshi, then what will happen? Yada, when ekantah karanastha sukha dukkha sukha dukkha etc. obtaining in the mind, one mind. When sukha dukkhadi obtaining in one mind, my own mind, Sakshina Vishayi Kriyante are objectified by Sakshi, tada then what will happen sneezing? Tada then Sarvantah Karanagata Sukha Dukkhalaya api Vishayi Kriyeran. If Sakshi is one, so what is the line of thinking? Sakshi is one and Sakshi alone can objectify Antakarana Dharma. Then if one Antakarana Dharma Sukha Dukkhadi are objectified, then all Antakarana Dharma Sukha Dukkhadi should be objectified. That is here said, tada then Sarvantakarana Sukha Dukkhadaya api, even pleasure and pain obtaining in all Antakaranas, Vichayi Kriyeran, Karmani Prayoga, would be objectified. By whom? Sakshina. So is it clear line of thinking? Antakarana dharmas are objectified by Sakshi only. And if that Sakshi is one, then what should happen? All Antakarana dharmas should be objectified. It is something like there is only one supervisor. Then, if one supervisor is supervising one worker, then other worker also, if he is supervised, should be by the same supervisor. Because there is only one supervisor. Supervisor alone can supervise. And therefore, if anyone is supervised, should be supervised by the same supervisor. For some reason, there was only one supervisor. Earlier there are two supervisors, now only one supervisor. And if there is only one supervisor, supervisor alone can supervise. And if it is said that 10 workers were supervised, then all of them must have been supervised by one supervisor only. Similarly, Antakarana Dharma cannot be objectified by the organs or the mind. They have to be objectified by Sakshi. Then, if one dharma, Antakarana Dharma, Sukha Dukkhadi are objectified by Sakshi, then they should be objectified by all. So, Yada has got little bit message that sometimes Sakshi may not be, on job. Means Sakshi is not doing Sakshi job. So, but when it is witnessing, it will be witnessing all. Because he is the only one. So that's what he says. Yada ekantakrana sukha dukkhadaya sakshina vishayi kriyante, then sarva. So if you are accepting that by sakshi sukha dukkhadi dharma of one antakrana can be objectified, then it should be objectified with all antakrana dharma should be objectified. Acha. Somebody say, okay, let sakshi objectify all antakrana dharmas. Astu tavat ishtapatti. He said, no. Tatha anubhava bhavat. Since there is absence of such experience, tatha anubhava is such experience. Aneke sakshinaha iti abhyupagantavyam. There are many witnesses. In this manner, it should be accepted. What it means? Tatha anubhava bhavat means our experience is not that I, Sakshi, am objectifying the Sukha Dukkha of all the Antakarana. That is not experience. See, I am a Jiva, and Jiva alone is Sakshi in his true nature. So, I am a Sakshi, and I am witnessing the Antakarana Dharma, which I call my Antakarana. Then, I should be witnessing all अंतःकरण बिकॉज देयर इज ओनली वन साक्षी और कोई तो है ही नहीं काम करने के लिए साक्षी काम करने के लिए विटनेसिंग जॉब नोबडी इज देयर एंड यू कैन नॉट से नो ओनली हियर दिस Antakarana dharmas are witnessed, elsewhere not witnessed, you cannot say. There is no vinigamana. And therefore, if here Antakarana dharmas are witnessed by Sakshi, everywhere it should be witnessed. And if there is only one Sakshi, then one Sakshi should witness all. But that is not our experience that I am witnessing all the Antakarana dharma. I am witnessing only Antakarana dharma of my Antakarana, particular Antakarana on it. And therefore what? Aneke Sakshinaha. There should be many Sakshis. In this manner it should be accepted. This is a common man's thinking. I am Sakshi of my Antakarana, you are Sakshi of your Antakarana. Sab apna apna kaam karo. Every Sakshi has to witness his own Antakarana. That's all. Iti abhyupagantavyam. And he says that why many Sakshi is accepted, he said it solves the problem. It is in harmony with our experience. He says, Nacha asti asmin pakshe kopi dosha. So Purva Pakshi is telling, in this view means what? Sakshinaha anekatva pakshe. In this view, that Sakshis are many, kopi dosha nasti. There is no defect, fault at all. Why? He said, देखो, because yasya sakshinaha yadantakaranam upadhi तदंतःकरणगता एव धर्माः तेन साक्षिणा विषयीक्रियेरन् न अन्योपाधिगताः. Sakshi is consciousness with some upadhi. And he says, yasya sakshinaha, for whichever sakshi, witness, yad antakaranam upadhi, whichever antakaranam is the adjunct, for whichever sakshi A, for that whichever antakaranam A is upadhi, tadantakarana gata eva dharmaha. The qualities of sukha dukkhadi obtaining in that antakarana A, tena sakshina, by that sakshi A, vishayi kriyeran, would be objectified. Na anyopadi gataha. The antakarana B, anyopadi means antakarana B, gataha dharmaha. The qualities we have to supply dharmaha. Anyopadi gataha dharma teneva sakshina na vishayi kriyeran. The qualities obtaining, gataha obtaining in other upadhi, in other adjunct, means other antakarana B. So those qualities which are obtaining in another upadhi, in the other antakarana B, they will not be objectified by Sakshi, who is conditioned by antakarana A. Is it clear? A antakarana upahita Sakshi will not witness the dharmas of antakarana B. Is it clear? So, na anyopadikataha dharma tena sakshina. Tena sakshina means antakarana vishesha upahita sakshina na vishayi kriyeran, will not be objectified. Is it clear? Evamcha, and thus sakshinaha anekatvat. Since there is manyness of witness, na tesham ekena brahmana aikyam yujyeta. Since Sakshis are many, therefore their oneness with one Brahman would not be proper, would not be reasonable. Many Sakshis, many witnesses cannot have oneness with one Brahma. Is it clear? Hetu Garbha, Ekena Brahmana. Ekena Brahmana, Anekesham Sakshinam, Ekyam na yujyeta. There cannot, the oneness of many Sakshi with one Brahma is not reasonable, is not tenable. Is it clear? So, Purva Pakshi has got two-stage argument. First stage was Sakshi itself is not there, whose oneness you can think of with Brahman. Second is, even you accept the Sakshi, then also Sakshi would has to be many. And many Sakshi cannot have oneness with one Brahma. Is it clear? Now, this Granthakara is in the mood of elaboration. And therefore he is elaborating this point. Antakaranam tad dharma sukha dukkadayaha na antakaranena na indriyena va vishayikriyante. We saw in between? That point he is elaborating. Which is meant for what? Meant for second paksha. First paksha, sakshi abhava. Second paksha is, sakshis are there, but they have to be many. And why we have to accept sakshi, that is explained in the subsequent paragraphs. Is it clear? So now the next topic is that why we have to accept sakshi. And for that, he says, the antakarana, which is evident, is not objectified by organs. Finally, we have to go to antakarana dharma. Antakarana dharmas cannot be objectified by organs. Antakarana dharma means what? Sukha dukkadaya. Sukha dukkadis are known. That is no doubt about it. Nobody says, Swamiji, I don't know what is sukha, what is dukkha. I told you, no, that I said, what is sukha? बोले आपको क्या पता? मैं तो चली मेरा मैरिज हो गया. वो joke मुझे याद आ गया. Anyway, but everybody knows sukha, everybody knows dukkha. So, sukha and dukkha are known. Now, by whom they are objectified? Because for knowing, objectification is required. So, sukha dukkhas are revealed by whom? They are revealed, but then question is whom? So, vikalpa. Are they revealed by organs? They cannot. Sukha dukkha adi antakarana dharma cannot be revealed, illumined by indriyas. Why? Because antakarana itself is not illumined by organs. So sukha dukkhadi cannot be known or objectified by the organs because sukha dukkhadi, which are antakarana dharma, are obtaining in antakarana. When antakarana cannot be objectified, antakarana dharma cannot be objectified. Is it clear? Sukha dukkhadi antakarana dharma cannot be objectified by the organs because antakaranam cannot be objectified by the organs. And that is said here. Antakaranasya indriya vishayatvam. Non-objectifiability of antakaranam, the mind, by organs of perception. So then the next topic is the sense organs cannot objectify antakaranam. And why we are saying all this? Because we want to say that sense organs cannot objectify antakarana dharma. Why we are saying that? Because we want to establish a sakshi to objectify antakarana dharma. This is going to be the development. We'll see in the next class. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.